It's so fun.
It was the best. She was the best. Sure do love her.
What great stories, honey. Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
Day started out nicely.
Pay it forward, everyone.
We went to go get drinks and the car in front of us put $2 towards our drinks.
That's so kind.
It was so kind. So tell the people what we have planned for today.
All right. Well, first of all, we're going to turn this down. Second of all, I can't see if cars coming.
You're
so
good.
Get in the grass, you guys get to see. First of all, we're going to go, it's Memorial Day this weekend. And we both have grandparents that have died. And we're gonna go put flowers on their graves.
Here's what I think we should do, is that when we go put the flowers on their graves, we should tell our favorite story about our grandparents.
Oh no, now I have to think.
Yeah, so be thinking.
Okay.
I have a lot longer to think than you.
Okay, you're right.
But
her grandparents are buried 2 hours away. So
that's what I think we should do.
Also, I have developed allergies within like a day. Like I was not this way.
He's so stuffy right now.
I was not this way yesterday, and then last night it started and I felt it and I was like,
I've had like a little bit of allergies, but nothing like what you've got right now.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you can buy flowers here.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the little area up front.
I'm just gonna buy one for my grandparents, and then we'll go to like Macy's or something.
Okay.
In Spanish.
Yeah, that's fine.
So that's what we're doing. It's Memorial Day adventures. Then we're going to a lake.
Yay!
Hey.
Hi.
Are you filming?
Yeah, I'm gonna film.
Do I take the plastic off? Yeah, probably. Huh?
Yeah, if you want to. I mean, I see a lot of them that have left it on.
I'll take it off. I got these pretty orange and yellow ones because
they are pretty. They look kind of red on the camera, but they're.
Oh, they might be red.
Yeah, I think they are. The wrapping's just orange.
You're right. Okay, I'll be back.
Okay, he's gonna go put them on. I'm not gonna go with him because the munchkins have fallen asleep, so we can't leave them in the car by themselves. So he's gonna put the flowers on, and then he will come tell you his story. If you heard any of that, because the air was on super high. He's gonna come tell you the story in the car. Aww. Our grandmas actually died really close together. His grandma died just like 2 weeks after we got married. His mom always says that she used to say that that was what she was waiting for. She was living to see Derek's wedding. And she did get to come to our open house, and then it was like 2 weeks, 3 weeks later that she passed away, and then my grandma was just a couple months after that. Okay.
Is it story time?
Yeah, it's story time.
So, my grandpa died before I was born, so I never knew my grandpa. However, he was a large factor into me deciding to serve an LDS mission. So, that's all I'll tell you about that. I was the first one to put a flower on.
You've done it.
I'm the best.
You are.
My mom usually has like really elaborate wreaths made.
Yeah,
for
she
this
said
grave.
she was picking them up today.
Yeah. And she always makes a barbed wire wreath for my grandpa with like wheat and stuff in it.
Cute.
Because he was a farmer, naturally. And then I mean, it's only really been 2 years since my grandma died, so I don't know what she does for her. Probably just elaborate wreaths. But there's also a boy over here. His name was Daniel Jorgensen, and he was my mom's friend's son, and he took his own life.
Aww.
And so he's buried here, but his family lives in like Salt Lake or somewhere. And so my grandma always made it a point to put flowers on Daniel's grave for Memorial Day. And so now my mom does that.
Oh, that's so nice.
Because I think my grandma donated a plot
Aww.
to the Jorgensens to bury him
That's
here.
really sweet.
Yeah. Anyway, my favorite story about my grandma. I mean, there's not really one favorite story because my grandma was the best human known to man. But like she grew up next to me. We were next door all my life. And she would always watch me whenever my mom had to go somewhere. And my favorite memories with my grandma is when she would come to like pick me up after school because I hated riding the bus. I absolutely hated riding the bus. And so I convinced my grandma when I couldn't drive to always come pick me up. But now that I think about that, Whitney was in high school and was able to drive. So
You just liked
did
your
Whitney
grandma
refuse
better?
to give me rides?
Maybe Whitney had things to do after school?
I guess. But and then my grandma would always take me to Burger King or Mac's, one of those two places, and we would always get food on our way home. Oh, I thought of it. Because I was like, but there's like a better story than that. In the 3rd grade, my grandma would come to our 3rd grade class and teach us all how to play the ukulele.
That's cute.
And I was always like, yeah, that's my grandma. She's teaching us how to play the ukulele.
How fun.
And she would just volunteer her time to come and teach this 3rd grade class how to play the ukulele.
That's so fun.
It was the best. She was the best. Sure do love her.
What great stories, honey. Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome. Story time.
Oh, it's my turn?
Yep.
Okay. Well, first you have to know that I am one of the youngest 10 of like 80 grandchildren. I think there's like 76, but, so by the time I came around, my grandparents were already pretty old. So I don't really have the same relationship with my grandparents that a lot of people do. But I do remember that we always went over to my grandparents every Sunday. Just to visit with cousins and with my grandparents, and my grandpa used to always give us Tootsie Rolls before we'd leave, and they were usually hard as rocks, but they're like my favorite candy now. I love Tootsie Rolls. I will also always remember the time that I was bragging about how my grandpa always called me Chicky and had a cute nickname for me, and my sister emphatically informed me that it was because he didn't know my name.
Rude.
So I don't know how real that is, but I feel like it might be true. And then I just always laugh after I introduced you to my grandma, and like a week later she was like, "Is this boy special to you?" And I was like, "Yeah, grandma, it's my fiance." But I also remembered that they used to come over on Christmas, and I don't know why we were so special. Maybe we were just the only ones who ever invited them. So they'd always come over and watch us open our presents on Christmas, and I'd always sit on my grandpa's lap, and rather than having me rip presents open, he would take out his pocket knife and slice the tape so neatly so that I just had to like unfold my presents.
Yes.
And one time I was making fudge with my grandma, and she didn't like how I did it and redid it, so.
That's funny.
But my grandma liked to make candy, and I liked to make candy, and she was really great at baking bread, and I am not. So I remember one time, her physical therapist was also the physical therapist that worked at the assisted living facility where I worked, and I was doing cooking club with the residents, and we were making bread, and I failed miserably, and we were using a bread maker. Like, how can you go wrong? But I failed miserably, and the physical therapist thought that was hilarious, and every time I saw him after that at my grandma's house, he would remind me and my grandma how terrible I was at making bread. So
that's funny.
I'm a disgrace to the bread making name.
I would just like to point out that your grandmother was born, married, and died all in the month of October.
Wow. My grandpa died the day after Wesley's birthday.
Aw.
And he was like on it, like it was early that morning, and my dad was like, "I just kept praying he wouldn't die on your brother's birthday." Because wouldn't that have sucked?
Yeah. There they are.
Did he get you wet?
Is it cold?
She's sitting too now.
Do whatever you want to do. You don't want me to touch you?
That's probably not happening.
I'm going to touch you because I don't want you falling face first into this water and you're weirdly squatting.
A day at the beach. A day at the beach. Hello. Hi. Where are you going?
Just checking out this grass.
How are you doing?
Good. It's kind of
The
cold.
lake is a little chilly.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's pretty overcast too.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
Sat Ella
I'd
down
rather
in it.
this than like the burning heat though.
Yeah, that's true. For sure. I sat Ella down in the lake and she just sat there and didn't know what to do. This one just wanted to eat the sand.
She's just right behind you, checking out that grass.
So I bought a new swimming suit from Walmart.
We all did.
This is it. It looks like it's from the 80s.
Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell. Here's the thing. Walmart only was selling above the knee swimsuits. I feel like I'm so exposed. I don't like it.
Look at this yoga baby avoiding the grass.
She doesn't love this grass.
And he would crawl on the cement rather than crawl on the grass. Every time I put him in the grass, he'd find the closest cement.
Silly babies.
What a fun day at the beach with our cousins. Oh, you got a wrapper?
Well, well, well. Look who it is doing them slate. It's me. It's because Leisl's doing a weird sewing project. She's making prototype pants for some woman who's gonna send them to China and then mass produce them. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching today. I have a cold during the last week of school. Not thrilled about that. So send me your good vibes that I make it through this week. Anyway, thanks for watching. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. As always, have courage and be kind. We'll see you tomorrow.